All right.
Pulled up all of my things, but I can do that.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Apostate Weekly. I'm your host, James,
And I am Ryan.
and let's roll that intro. All right, everybody. We have had a busy week of news again this week. Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
it's just
And
hitting.
and before we get into everything this morning, we had the protest in the Pennsylvania Capitol happen on Monday, which our esteemed host here was in attendance at. And I'm going to show you some clips from it from another friend of mine, Fee, otherwise known as Mary from the Misfit Amish. And these are some videos that she sent me and I clipped together for the show this morning. So let's take a look at that.
I endured approximately 8 years of childhood sexual abuse that is indescribable. And in 2004, when a forensic interview was sent to the state, the Commonwealth attorney responded with, "I wonder how prosecuting this perpetrator of child sexual abuse and torture would affect Amish tourism." That perpetrator, Chris Wingard, is an Amish deacon today. And after everything that I experienced, I founded the Misfit Amish. We are a collective group who seek to empower Amish children and adults. We bridge the gaps between the secular world and the Amish world by providing research, resources, and producing a podcast. I choose justice. I choose justice for all survivors in Pennsylvania.
The Amish community is not above the law, and there's a growing movement within our own communities standing up for victims, but we need your help in passing these bills. Thank you.
When my family left the Mennonite church, the bishop showed up in the middle of the night, and he said that he would make an example of my family. He said that he would ruin our lives and that nobody would ever think that it was easy to leave the Mennonite church. And for once, I actually hope that he's right. It's impossible to leave without the side effects of trauma and sexual abuse in these communities.
Okay. And
That was
as a special treat this morning, we have a guest with us this morning, Fee from the Misfit Amish. Welcome, Fee, to the show this morning. So glad to have you here.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah,
We
we
can
can
hear you
hear you just
perfect.
fine. And thank you
Perfect.
for sending me those videos that we just showed on here because the speech that you gave was really powerful and emotional. And these things really need to come across, and people need to know that these are real people, these are real victims that are suffering, and that these laws need to get passed because of this and to help. And
Absolutely.
this whole statute of limitations thing is just such bullshit, in my opinion. You know,
Yeah,
I agree. When it comes to children, they need their voice. They need an opportunity to get their due justice in court. And they better pass this. Better pass it.
and I just feel like, quite frankly, I couldn't agree with you more. Like, why? Hi, thank you for being here. Like, I couldn't agree more. I really couldn't, because here's the thing: as we have sat here and collectively denied children even basic rights in the U.S., we don't even have a child rights bill. We don't have that. Our children don't have the same rights as they should have. And when you start considering that and how children are being abused and what actual avenues they have, you start understanding that the United States actually has an egregious
Mm,
effect. They have been doing this for so long, and why are they doing it? They're doing it because it doesn't hit their pocketbook, it doesn't hit their money. And one of
oh,
the
there
most
we are.
We did it. We did it, y'all. We went, we spoke, we laughed, some of us cried. Like we
I
did
cried.
it. You cried.
I was, I honestly, like, it's probably good that I don't have the live video because you'd hear me going, 'cause
Really?
yeah. Oh God. Yeah. My makeup was down my face. Everybody's words
Well,
were so heartfelt and moving. Like you could just tell, you could just hear and feel the pain and the anger, right? Like it was palpable. You could just taste it in the air. I just wanted
we're
to like,
done.
rah, yeah, I'm just
We're
ready
done.
to rage. We're done. I get it.
We're done.
Yeah.
Get together. And that's part of why I really love this photo that James is showing right now. One of the most beautiful things for me was to see that there's the Amish survivors, there's the Mennonite survivors, there's other plain community survivors. Caleb, who spoke at the end, wasn't Amish, nor was he Mennonite. It was a church that was formed by his family that was an insular church.
That
And
was
they were
wild.
plain. But it was like he owned that. And that was so beautiful to see.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And
It
then to
was.
have, like, I mean, Ryan, nobody could have ever prepared me in my lifetime to get up and speak about child sexual abuse and then be followed by an active Old Order Amish, Lancaster Old Order Amish church survivor.
I was so surprised. I could not, honestly, I would never have thought that I'd see the day where I would see an Amish person actually like coming out and standing up and saying, because it's just not, I've never seen it in my lifetime. So I was so moved. I thought that was really powerful
Yeah, I thought
and
that was
brave,
amazing.
like
I
so
thought that was
brave. Like I
amazing.
think, like I feel like he must be feeling so much like looks from people in his community
Oh, it's
is yeah. So that was really brave because I mean, if you were a Jehovah's Witness and tried to come out and speak against them, like you're not going to be a Jehovah's Witness for long. That's
or,
just amazing that he was strong to do that.
well, he felt convicted that he needed to do this and he wanted to do this.
Now, can I
I'm
can I ask
thankful.
you, what kind of repercussions do you think he's going to have from his community
Yeah.
for doing that?
Depends on how much dirt he has on the ministry.
Morning, Martin. We just had
Good
your picture up
morning,
on the screen.
Martin.
Fee. When you said that, Fee, I'm like, that's probably the only reason that he might be protected is he knows some stuff. Martin, it was
Yeah.
amazing to meet you. Thank you
Oh my
so much
God.
for the
And not,
signs and everything you did. Thank you.
he made so many signs, and like
They were awesome.
there were people who drove from hours away. There was a survivor who happened to be disabled. I don't know if you saw her or not, but like there was a she drove like hours and hours to get here, and there were
Did
other
she have a red
survivors.
shirt on?
Yes,
Short
she had
hair,
a
red
red
shirt. Yes. Yes.
and
Okay.
kind
Yes.
of tint of blue hair. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
that's
Oh, that is
yeah.
wow. Yeah. See,
And
it's
the
important.
and then like also y'all, if you didn't know, like Martin made all those signs, and then he called the news, and Fox 43 like came in.
Yes.
They put together Amish, Mennonite, and JWs together in one clip, and that to me felt really beautiful. So thank you.
Yeah, I cannot
That's
wait to like I'm gonna put that
awesome.
on TikTok I'm gonna put it on YouTube. It's already on YouTube, but I'm just gonna
Mhm.
I watched it this morning. I'm so glad you shared that with me, Martin. That was amazing. Thank you. When I saw Fox, I was like, oh, Fox is
I was like,
here.
I'm on Fox News and they're not condemning me.
Right? Does Fox have a humane side? Wait, what? What's happening?
We found humanity? What?
Well, that's because
That's
they
a
got rid of
shocker.
Tucker. That's why.
They're trying to bevel they're trying to soften their hard edge and bevel it a little bit, right? Is that what it is?
Maybe that's apostate coalition. You're right,
Dang right.
Jonathan. You're right.
And especially with all the different religions being represented,
Well,
that was just
Yeah.
amazing.
and I want to
Mhm.
tell y'all, like, okay, so I'm also friends with some Exmos. And one of the things that happened is the representative's aide had asked me if I could send like 30 copies of my book to disseminate to senators to help apply pressure to get them,
Ooh,
okay? And I said, I
yes.
don't have the funds to do that. And I told my Exmo friends about the request. And within like an hour, we had the funds
Oh,
donated by
that's
Oh,
Expos.
amazing.
This
wow.
was a fucking collective. This was a
Wow.
collective of survivors. This
Wow,
was
that's
a
Yeah.
amazing.
collective of survivors and their supporters. It wasn't just the Amish or the Mennonites or the plain people
Yep.
or the JWs or the Catholics. It was a collective
That's
effort.
amazing.
That warms my heart. That's
Now,
making me tear up right now. I
there's
love it. I love
there's
I love it.
something else that our viewers should know too that you told me, Fee. The who was that old order Amish guy's name that spoke? What
John
was
Dook,
John? Okay. You told me he read your book.
he did read my
Oh,
book.
wow.
Yes. Which for somebody like him to have read your book, I think that is just amazing.
Yeah.
He he
Because
he
because you might feel as if, if you're still in the community, you might feel as if that's an attack on you, but I think he knows better. He knows that it's not, he's doing the right thing.
he's a survivor. Hi Emma.
Right.
Have you seen Emma on lately, James?
No, I haven't.
I haven't met
Yeah.
Emma. Hi, Emma. I'm Ryan. Nice to meet you.
Emma has a very large ex Jehovah's Witnesses Unite group on Facebook.
Yes,
It
she
has
Oh, I
like
does.
didn't know
it has like 6,000 members or something like that.
I
Yeah.
didn't see. I
That's how I
didn't.
met Fee. Is
I
through that
That's
feel
how
group.
we met. We met
Yeah.
because
so
of
many
Emma.
Yeah.
communities. I had no
Exactly.
idea. Okay, well, I'll find this after the show, but I'd like to find that out. Thank you.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, we will hook you up. Okay.
thank you.
I got your back. But no, like that was one of the most beautiful things that literally I've never seen. Oh, it's 8K members now. See, I'm not even up to date. Woo woo. But
Woo-hoo.
anyways, it's that event in and of itself, the rally itself, the press conference that they were having on those steps, like it was great that they were having it there, that it was visible, but they really need to have more ADA accessibility for people who happen to have disabilities. And I'm sorry, not sorry, but that's really a problem, Pennsylvania. And I hope all of your constituents write you about that because that's BS. Just because you're having something in the middle of the steps doesn't mean that it should require extensive amounts of effort for somebody who is wheelchair bound or scooter bound to be attending this event.
Absolutely,
Yes.
you're right.
Absolutely.
They have a right
And
to
at
be there too.
right at the Capitol, like, come on.
Let
This is
alone if
this is
any
where
of
you
them
go
wanted to
for
get up and
justice, and not
speak.
everybody can get there. That's weird.
Let alone
And
if any of them want to get up and speak at the podium as well. Like that's just
Hmm.
that's just ridiculous.
yep, I agree. I
Agreed.
agree. Hello.
So yeah, we're asking everybody, doesn't matter where you're from. We don't even care if you're a constituent or not. If you can call the PA reps on June 15th and tell them, like, put the pressure on and tell them that you're in support of House Bill 1 and House Bill 2. That's what we're doing. The push
Uh,
is going to be the 15th. No, go tell me.
not just tell them to vote yes on House Bill 1 and House Bill 2.
Oh, vote
Tell
now.
them that and then tell them no justice, no budget.
Yeah. No justice, no budget. You're not going to get what you want. And
Do you have
also,
that
we're
phone
going to
number?
vote you out.
There's a website, I have it on my Facebook, where you can go and look up like different people.
I'm
Let
pretty
me
sure
grab it.
doesn't.
Because if you
I
give
thought
if you give me
Rain-
the phone number now, I can actually put it on a banner to scroll at the bottom for everybody while the show's on.
Let me go grab that link for you.
All right.
I thought for sure on Rain, RAINN.com, you could find out who your
Oh,
laws in your state.
find your PA legislator here. Got it,
Oh, good.
Ryan.
Okay. Oh, thank you.
I'm gonna put it in the private chat. So this isn't even a phone number. This is a website. We maybe need to put it into a tiny URL. I can do
Yeah,
that if we
everybody,
don't.
please, if you wouldn't mind, please make sure you like this stream. If you have other social medias that you could share it on, we would appreciate a share. That always helps boost the algorithm. Let's YouTube know that people actually like our content. If
Got
you
you,
like our
James.
content, could you put a 1 in the chat if you like our content? I've also been told that helps. I've been told that
Ryan,
if you ask something and then get your audience to do it in the chat, that helps. Don't ask me how, but I guess the AI is listening.
well, Ryan, your whole "I'm God" shirt, I just
Thank
feel
God.
like that draws too much attention to the chest, and I just feel
Oh,
like
dear.
maybe I should gouge my
Should I
eyes out.
repent? Maybe I
Yes,
should just repent.
yes. There's a call for repentance for Ryan, y'all. If you
Well,
agree, vote 2.
well, being she's an ex-Jehovah Witness, okay, we're gonna have to
I
get
love it.
3 ex-Jehovah's Witness men and drag her into a back room somewhere.
And go
Exercise
that
my
way.
demons, would you? Please and thank you.
Oh,
Like
uh,
like
Morning, Mom.
push-ups or pull-ups, or like what kind of exercises are we talking about here? Jumping jacks?
oh my God.
Yes,
Uh,
I did the flood, Capitan. That was me. The flood. It was my tears. I was so sad that you were so wicked. That's really all it was. I just cried so much that I flood the
I
earth
mean,
because you were just terrible humans.
Ryan, did you happen to get any photographs of our display? The
I
signs?
know I got video. Hold on. I know I did take
You
video.
did? Because
I
you know
did
what
take-
I did?
What did you did? What'd you did?
I only have one photo of the display that I took. The other, like, I didn't take any other photos or videos. Part of the thing was, so when I got there in the morning and I was setting up, Ryan, um, you know, the representative Maureen Madden, I think is her name, who spoke
Oh, okay, yeah.
in
Because
the
I saw
blue
everybody who
dress.
spoke.
In the
Yes, I know who you're talking about then. Yep.
Okay, when I got there, she walked right up to me and held out her hand and said, "Are you Mary?" "Hi, I'm Representative Madden. I was fucking
Wow.
5, and I will be speaking with you today." She
Oh,
came in
man.
solidarity, and that kind of was like inevitably. Um, I've often had this experience when I speak at events like that, where it's like I'm surrounded by, there's so many people who want to talk to me, who want to take a photograph with me, who want to just have a hug, or they want to express solidarity, they want to be there, that it kind of all gets jumbled in my head. And so I can't have like too many responsibilities once like the event is underway, because there's
Understood. Yeah.
no way. And the other thing is I'm there for the survivors. I don't give a flippity flap what any of those senators think about me. I don't care.
Right.
What I need
We're
them
getting
to
paid.
do is their damn job.
Mm-hmm.
I need those senators to get up and do the right thing. Stop pretending it's so hard to do the right thing. You are
Right.
literally making excuses and justify it.
I agree.
I'm having an echo from
Is somebody's
somebody.
YouTube playing in the background?
Not me. Oh, wait, hold on.
Ryan, my love, you are amazing.
I don't
I
think
think
it's me.
I think
can't
you
find
are
it.
a little bit taller than I thought you would be.
Oh,
So
really? You're taller than me, though, right?
I
I
don't
think you
know.
were. Or
Let's
just
look at the
about. I'm like
picture. Let's look at
5.
the picture. James has a
Where's we
picture.
need evidence.
We need evidence. Where's
Show
the
me,
evidence?
show God the evidence, please.
God has requested evidence. See,
Oh,
where
wait, am I
I
taller?
think I'm shorter than you.
And the angle's weird too, so that's hard to tell. I thought you were maybe my size. I'm like 5'9"ish.
Well,
5.
Yeah, you're definitely taller than me.
Okay.
You're like 3 inches taller than me.
Oh, I think
Okay.
it was the hat.
And
Maybe
Randall.
the hat. gave me
Sorry,
off.
Martin.
Hey, Martin. The good
And-
things come in small packages, short packages.
You know, Martin, I'm gonna tell you what my grandma said, and if you ever want to read my book, it's in the first chapter. My grandma was 4'11", and she always said, "Well, dynamite comes in small packages." Look, I'm
That's right.
fragile like a bomb.
Boom.
I'm not fragile like a flower.
Ooh, fragile like a. I'm gonna steal
Well,
that.
then I know what your
Just
theme
write that
song
down.
is.
What?
Because I'm TNT. I'm dynamite TNT. And I'll win that fight.
Okay, but only if y'all show up too.
Okay, absolutely.
Okay.
I'll light the fuse. I'm the fire. That's what I am. I'm the fire for the fuse. Like, be careful. Don't get too close to me.
I
Give me
mean,
fuel,
I
give me
wasn't.
fire, give me that which I desire.
Give it to me.
James got all the music
But anyways,
this morning.
going off on, like, James had asked me what are some of the consequences that John Zook might face as a older Amish
Right.
survivor, and I said it kind of depends on, like, what kind of dirt he has. Well, here's the thing: it does depend on the dirt, but it also depends on, like, how petty some people want to be and how upset they are at what he said, which he didn't speak enough truth. And did y'all hear him say that not only is he a survivor, but 3 out of his 4 children are survivors?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yes.
wow. I forgot. Yeah, I mean, there was just so
Yes.
much, but
There was
that's
so much.
Yes. And
there's
if
just
anybody
layers.
missed that, just go back to right after the theme song, and we showed that video for those who came in late.
Yeah,
So
right
I
at the
showed that
beginning.
video where he said that. So
Yeah. And so he talked about, and like, it's interesting that he talked about this. He talked about, like, sending their kids to a safe school now, and it happens to be a Mennonite school. Man, that was unheard of. He already has
Wowsies.
battled with the Amish church authorities. I'm telling you, that man has fought the church and won.
Really.
now,
Because if
I'm
he's still
so
a
proud.
member and his kids are going to a Mennonite school like that, he's fought with the church, y'all.
could it
Wow.
also be
Yeah.
that he's high enough in his own community where they won't mess with him as well?
It could be, but still, he's going against the grain, and this is just
Well,
a
yeah.
little too far.
Right.
Right.
I understand that, but
Yeah.
that's another reason why he might not face the consequences that other people might
Yep.
if they were doing it instead of him.
And then there was another Amish guy that was there in support as well.
Yes,
I
that-
saw a few people
that
that,
was-
I suspected to be
Well,
Amish
there
or
was
Mennonite.
there was two actively Amish, and then others that were there that were plain were Mennonites, and then there was yeah, and then there was, like, all
I
of
didn't
these
know that.
other. So Lydia Renner, wait, how do you say her name? I don't know how to say her name. There's a guy in Pennsylvania who got like 155 years. His his victims were there, and Lydia, her name starts with an R. I can't remember it off the top of my head. I think it's like Rennard or something like that. She spoke there, and they were another type of Anabaptist church, which was like, it's called Charity.
Oh.
There was a large variety of representation. There were people that I know that weren't Catholic. They were more like Protestant. There was also somebody who talked about, I believe, in an interview, and I think I have a picture with this survivor. I believe she said she was sexually abused by a teacher.
Hmm.
And
People you trust.
The point is that it was such a collective, and it was so powerful. And now we're trying to apply this pressure, like Ryan said. And one of the big things is we want every single senator to get, like, we want to have them flooded with thousands of calls. And if you do not do anything else, go find a senator, write down their phone number, make a note to say yes to HB1 and HB2, and to say no justice, no budget, and to call them. Do not write them. Do not send them an email. Call them. Call them on June 15th. Because in order for this to become law, or even have the possibility to become law, we have to apply pressure. Those people in the Senate in Pennsylvania, they work for Pennsylvanians, not the other way around. You have the power. You are the
Yep.
people. You Pennsylvanians are the people.
Yeah.
Who was
You
the
take back your
politician?
power.
Who
Which
was
one?
the politician that they were Kim something? They were saying that she is proud of the fact that she wants to protect the church, and whenever anybody like levies allegations about like the sexual, issues, it makes her even more proud that she's protecting the sanctity of like the church and the clergy penitent
Is it
privilege
Kim
and da,
Ward?
da, da. That's it.
That's it.
I think that's it. Yeah. How
That's
did you
it.
know?
Because Mary
Heard her
gave that
name?
link for the stuff in the private chat for the Pennsylvania State Senate, and I
She's in
got a
there.
list of it right here in front of me of all the senators.
Okay.
And when you said
Yeah.
Kim Ward, she's the only Kim on the list here.
Yeah, I'm thinking of like I want to call her, and but I need to figure out like how I can approach this with her. Like I don't know if maybe with scripture. I have no idea, but it seems like she's a hard nut to crack.
I mean, it's either
But,
that or I'm psychic. So, but I'll let you pick.
I
that
mean,
works too.
I just want to say, like, what does it say about her? That she's proud of the fact that she's protecting perpetrators of
She's getting
child
money.
sexual abuse. What does that
She's
say
paid
about
off.
her humanity? And what kind of a fucking
She has
person
money.
are you?
What humanity?
What kind of godly woman? What kind of godly woman would not want to protect children? Like it doesn't make any sense to me. I feel like women should be at least more than men emulating Jesus. So it's really wild to me when women don't take like the position of the
Right.
motherly, like caretaker, shepherd, like Jesus was supposed to be, and protect the men. Because that's the problem with women who look like us, is we always protect the patriarchy, right? Like we think that we're going to get some benefit by protecting the patriarchy, and we don't. We just get crapped on too. It's time that we stand up to this misogynistic freaking society that we have and stop
Here's the thing.
allowing these dudes to
Here's the thing.
all
You know
over
what it
us.
is?
Sorry.
No, Ryan. You're talking about something that is inherently extremely important to talk about. So when I joined the military, I learned real quick that the one person that does not comply will get everybody else fucked. We called them Blue
Mhm.
Falcons.
Mhm.
Okay?
You don't want to be that.
You don't want to be a Blue Falcon.
Mhm.
However, pause. The thing is that because there was mass punishment of everybody, what I literally watched happen is that your battle buddies would police you up. It wasn't the people who held the most power as your platoon leader, as your first sergeant, as your blah, 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 blah. Sure, they come in on particularly whatever things. However, primarily in your day to day, your battle buddies were the ones who were policing you up. And if churches are operating that way, it makes the top have to do so much less work to control
Yep.
its members.
We do it for
And
them.
why are churches operating like a military organization? Please answer me that.
Like an MLM.
Well, I mean, if
Military and MLM.
Ryan, you'll know from just being Jehovah's Witness, when somebody did something wrong in the congregation, if we knew about it, we were supposed to tell on them or make them tell on themselves. Or if they didn't tell on themselves, we were supposed to tell on them, because then because we knew, we would then be considered just as guilty as if we had done it ourselves.
Oh yeah. Well, it's a self-reporting system. It is meant just like the schmatzis did, right? Like you report on each other. And it's purposely done that way so that your own parents, my parents, would send me to the wolves. They cared more about their everlasting life and not being blood guilty than they did what would happen to me as repercussions for my sin. So your own parents will throw you into the lion's den so that way they aren't blood guilty. It's a self-reporting system. It's made that way. It's intentional, and we have to break the cycle. There's nothing more that I can say. It's just it's time to break the cycle.
Yes, absolutely. But anyways, we've covered this quite a bit this morning. I'd like to cover just a couple more stories real quick before we get off, if that's okay with everybody.
Sure, as long as I'm good.
So, I know this whole topic we could literally talk about for hours and hours on this. There's just so much to go over, between the experiences we could all talk about and everything. It's just so much. So I wanted to move on and I'm just going to kind of read them through pretty quickly just to get them out. So I have an update here on Philip Brumley. Remember, we reported a few weeks ago how he was being fined over $150,000 because his ass was caught lying. Now, check this out. He is something else. What they're trying to do. He is trying to get out of paying this money by saying that he is not party to this litigation, nor is he counsel of record representing any party in this litigation, nor could he be, given that he is not admitted to the District of Montana. But yet he was the lawyer that was on this case for the organization.
So now he's like saying, I'm not the lawyer. Technically, this loophole says I'm really not the lawyer, even though I was the one who signed these affidavits and probably put them all together, but he's not the lawyer.
Exactly. And it's just, I just think he's a weaselly piece of human garbage.
He looks like a weasel.
He does. Just to even try this. It's like, dude, fess up, pay the money, and move on.
Hey, James, do you feel like, he's trying to be the queen of semantics right here? And therefore
they love playing semantics.
Divert and delay the inevitable because they're going to get him.
Yep. And I actually have...
And waste resources of the opposition. Waste resources. They do this by design.
Yes, it's all of this is this is what drives me crazy. Everything is by design. I can't take it.
And going along that same line of thought there, Fee, there's another story that they're trying to do the same exact thing. And this is another one I was going to talk about this morning. I'm going to show it right here. So they had the Australian Royal Commission. They came out with their findings. Everybody's done everything that needs to be done for this. And I thought this was a done deal, case closed. There can be no more to this. Boy, was I wrong. So says here that the Royal Commission confirms that the Christian Congregation of Jehovah's Witnesses, Australasia Limited, has filed an application for judicial review, arguing that it is outside the scope of the Royal Commission's terms of reference. The church seeks declarations from the High Court that the Jehovah's Witnesses do not assume responsibility for the care of children, young people, or vulnerable people in New Zealand, and there are no instances of abuse by the Jehovah's Witnesses faith within scope of the inquiry based on the evidence before the Royal Commission, together with several other declarations about the Royal Commission's process. Are you freaking kidding me? Another bunch of fucking garbage weasel people there.
Okay, just because you don't have anything beyond anecdotal evidence on something does not mean that it is not transpiring. It simply means that it has not been collected into cohesive numbers and statistical data, which some people love to say that every anecdotal story is simply an outlier. It's a one. Whereas the rest of the people are all these good, godly folks who would never do this. And that's what they're doing.
But see, it's even worse there because they're saying they do not assume responsibility for the care of children. And then they're also trying to say there's no instances of this within their ranks, which is absolute, total lies, bullshit. I mean, just you just want to just
Bullshit.
smack somebody upside their stupid heads
Infuriating.
because of how infuriating this is.
It is because
It's not okay.
they train these children to become victims. They train these men to become predators, and then they say, "Oh, but
Oh,
we're not
it wasn't
responsible for
us.
kids."
We didn't
Right.
do
We're not.
this. We tell men that they're animals and they can't control themselves. And we tell girls and young children that they are apples or some other fucking object, quite
Responsible.
frankly, and that they're responsible. And
I'm
then
making you
once they're
sin.
married,
I'm making you sin.
my eyes, I can't help myself.
Right. So you're training all of these people how to act in this MLM system, right? Like everybody has their position, and then pretend you're shocked when there's issues of abuse and say, not us, you're persecuting us. Then they get to play the whole persecution complex, which they love.
Uh-huh.
Oh, you're persecuting us. We can't watch every single person in our organization. Are you kidding? Well, yeah, but you train them. Maybe if you train them better, you would have better results.
What did I say in my speech? I said the people who were taught just literally, and this needs further research, right? People who were taught that child sexual abuse is a crime were the least likely to report also experiencing child sexual abuse.
Wow.
Are they doing that?
Wow.
And what are we teaching our kids? So,
And
I
that's
mean,
there's so much I could say. Like I keep repeating the boundaries thing because I think people assume that when they look at the Jehovah's Witness organization, like the people, they think, wow, these people have good moral compasses and they have good boundaries. You know, they don't do this, they don't. Though these
So
children
good.
again are
So
not
good.
taught personal boundaries. They're taught to listen to every single person, which is anybody as a child, your mom, your dad, any man, any woman in the congregation. If they're older than you, they have authority over you and you are just supposed to listen. That's what you're taught as a child.
Uh-huh.
You're not taught
And,
boundaries. You're taught
and
if you're uncomfortable, it don't matter. You hug that man, you hug that brother, and you give that brother a kiss. I don't care if you're uncomfortable. I don't care if he kisses you on the lips.
I don't
Damn
care
right,
if
K-Fred.
he's I
Damn
don't
right.
care if he's raping you in the closet. I don't care if he's molesting you in front of everybody and just hiding it very well. I don't care what he's doing. You have to display and comply with the expectations we have of you because it is more important to maintain the image.
Yep. Or what
The
did you do
image.
wrong? How short was your dress, Faye? Right? Did you have spaghetti straps? Because I mean, that is just way too close to
It
like
wasn't the spaghetti straps, actually. So, like, the only picture I have of myself as an Amish person, literally, I am practically covered from head to toe.
that's what I'm saying. It
It is not
does not
about
matter
what you're
what you
fucking
wear.
wearing.
Nope.
Thank you.
I mean, even if you look in the Muslim countries
That
where the women
whole
are all
video
covered up,
display that I
it's
videoed.
still just as rampant over there.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, like you said, it's not an issue of clothing or lack thereof. It's an
Right.
issue
It's the
of
responsibility of the perp.
these perpetrators. Exactly.
Well, and did y'all hear Jimmy Hinton speak at this rally? One of the things I was really impressed with what he brought out was, as it's been like he wrote a book that's called The Devil Inside. If y'all haven't seen it, I have my autographed copy. He gave me an autographed copy. I've never met him.
Awesome.
I've known
Okay.
him for years. But he wrote this book about reporting his predator dad. He's a pastor who reported his predator dad. And I don't care what religion you are. That's another religion that came out in support of this bill. But I don't care what religion you are. I will respect the hell out of you if you do the right things.
Absolutely.
Do the right thing.
I'll
And
fight for you in
when he
court to
got
have
up,
your rights as that religion.
exactly.
Yeah.
And then he got up and he said, in the 10 years that he's been doing this, he hosts a podcast that's called Speaking Out Against Child Sexual Abuse. He's very much still religious, blah, 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 blah. He's still a pastor, all of that. But he hosts this podcast, and he does this thing where he consults with churches. And so when he got up, he spoke about the almost universal thing that churches of all nature ask him is, well, how can we support this perpetrator? They want to know what to do with the perpetrator. They want to know how to rally around this perpetrator. And they don't have any fucking concern for the victims.
No.
Yep.
Not whatsoever.
I agree. It's
it's just the same when a perpetrator in the Jehovah's Witness ranks is still allowed to come to the meetings, still allowed to sit in the same hall. Even if they disfellowship him, he's still allowed around kids.
Yeah.
Period. He's not in jail. He's still in the community because they didn't call the cops. He's still allowed out and to be able to do what he wants to do.
I'm sorry. I'm like co-opting your news.
No. We're so glad you're here. We are so glad you're here because you offer so much insight, and we really appreciate it.
And we love your passion, and it comes through. So don't change that. This is great. Thank you.
Stay fragile like a bomb.
I am fragile like a bomb. I mean, is it also ironic that when I was a medic, I was assigned to a company of engineers?
Makes sense.
You know what engineers do, right?
Sit on their butts. No, I'm just kidding.
Scribble things on paper and wait for the actual workers to fix it for them.
That's a negative, ghostwriter. Engineers taught me, bombs can blow shit up. In the Army, engineers blow shit up.
Let's be very
Isn't
cautious.
that just a little ironic?
Life imitating art.
Thank you, Barbara.
Yes,
Thank you.
Thanks, Mom.
Yeah, I do want to address one question. I think James might have missed it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to call you on it. Ex-Witness Awake asked where he can find my information. Can you put the Misfit Amish website up just for people to see with this?
Yeah, actually.
Literally, Ex-Witness Awake, if you Google Misfit Amish, Mary Byler, whatever, the website will come up. We have a good SEO going on right now. But it's the misfitamish.com. There's research, there's resources, there's printable resources. The thing about the research is, believe it or not, one of the terms that came up makes me think, actually I know, but I just want to give you all a term that came up in the research. So we asked our participants, we said, if you were taught that child sexual abuse was a sin, what was it called? And what they said is porneia.
Porneia.
That's
how they said it. Yeah.
That's how the J-Dubs love to like.
You know exactly.
Yes, that was their favorite word.
They get off on porneia.
They love the P word.
They get off on porneia.
Okay. So how the fuck are we calling child sexual abuse porneia?
Right.
Yeah.
That's a misnomer. That is
not what it is. Right. It's oh gosh. Come on, please. That is. You see, these people don't know their ass from a hole in the ground.
There's also a blog there, Ex-Witness Awake, that actually some of those blogs are actively Amish people. Some of them are written under pen names. Some of them are not. Our job and our goal is to elevate and amplify voices of people who are marginalized. We have a couple more blogs that we have had submitted that we haven't put out yet, but look for them. One of them is about mental health, and that's going to be a really powerful blog.
And also you can catch our YouTube channel, The Misfit Amish, as well, for those of you who don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And for the record, y'all, just because I manage the Misfit Amish does not mean that the Misfit Amish is just me. It's actually a collective of people. Okay.
But you're the original misfit.
I'm the one who founded it. I'm the original one. I just collected everybody together.
And also, for those of you who don't know, if you have Peacock, she was on a show called Sins of the Amish as well.
Mm-hmm.
So go check that show out if you haven't.
Yeah, it was really good. You all should be watching the one that James just mentioned, The Sins of the Amish. Watch Shiny Happy People if you can stomach it. Like you might need to take breaks in between these, but Shiny Happy People. And then there was another one released about another cult. I can't remember, but not too long ago.
Um,
Anyway, some really good ones.
did you watch it's like Eat, Sleep, Pray or something like that?
That's the one.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, that was really, yeah. They're all very hard to watch for me. It's a little
And
triggering.
I'll give you one more gift here. She also has written a book.
Oh my.
That's right. That's right.
Oh yes. I
So-
don't think I just
I
gotta
love
say
that
it.
picture of you.
Go get her book. Make sure you
That
spend the
picture's
money
so
on the,
badass.
make sure you spend the money on the paperback. Send her all this money. She needs to get it so she can keep doing her work that she does. So support her in any way you can, everybody.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Yeah, we appreciate you and all the work you do.
Thank you.
So
I love seeing powerful women. And you know what? Like I was surprised at how many, not surprised, but how many men were there, because usually it's women like leading the charge. And to see that there were men standing up and
And
you know,
being
like
with
you're
us.
yeah, yeah, because I
Yeah.
feel like usually it's the women who are kind of the voices, and I'm hoping the tide is turning, seeing Mark Rossi sharing his story, so just very brutally honest about what happened to him. Like, you know, sometimes it took my breath away just to, you know, like when he was saying what he was saying, like that was really difficult. But so thankful that men are now starting to come out because they are being abused too as children. It's not just little
I'm a
girls, you
Ryan.
know?
Ryan, I wrote my
Yes.
book. I wrote my book, and one of the things that has really come out is like I've had um, actively Amish men who read my book, and they're trying to use it to pressure their ministry. I am
Really?
fucking impressed. They are standing the fuck up.
Wow.
They are
I'm
standing the
I
fuck
think
up.
it's this new age of like you can't stop information, you know?
Yep.
Yeah, I bang on about men. I know that I do, and I know to some people it like probably turns their stomach. But if you know me, you know I love my male friends because they are the men that are doing the work. That's all I'm talking about. I just want them to do the work like we've been doing the work for thousands upon thousands of years. We're just asking men to stand up, and we don't need you to protect us. We just need you to stop abusing us and to start using your voice to share your
What
stories too.
happened? Like what happened when I spoke and then John Zook spoke.
Mm, exactly.
yes, exactly.
Like that. Exactly like
Exactly.
that.
I'm telling you, that took my breath away to see men
Yeah.
sharing their
How
stories. I was so
how
so
shocked
proud.
how did it feel when you watched him as an actively Amish man turn
I
around
honestly,
and
yeah.
give me this massive hug? How did that feel, Ryan?
I I was crying because I was just so happy to see bridges. Like it doesn't we don't have to be at war against each other. We can stand together to protect the children, right? We might
Yes.
have differences of opinion and beliefs, and that's okay because that's what makes this planet beautiful. I would hate if there were millions of me, quite frankly. I couldn't stand myself. I love diversity. That we need diversity, right? Like at the Capitol with people with disabilities. We need diversity everywhere. It's what makes this planet beautiful, but we don't have to be so extreme that we will step on children to, you know, protect
Elevate
ourselves.
us and protect ourselves and to maintain the systems of oppression that have existed for fucking hundreds of years in the US.
Yes.
And I'll say
Yes.
this: I don't care if people want to leave their religions or not. You're please stay in your religions. That's fine. Just stand up for what is actually right. Don't
Absolutely.
listen to your leaders telling you to cover this stuff up. If you want to really imitate your leaders, if you believe in Jesus or whatever gods you believe in, and you believe that they are loving gods, do the right thing. Don't do what you're told. There's a big
Yes.
difference.
Mm-hmm. Break out of the
Furthermore,
indoctrination.
doing what's right is not always easy. But you
No.
got to find the internal fortitude. You got to reach deep down inside of you and
Mhm.
understand that what your actions do tell people like me exactly who you are.
I'm
And
looking
if
at
you
your
stand with
actions.
me one day and then you get pushback and you don't stand with me anymore for survivors, for the people that come behind me, that tells me exactly what a yellow-bellied coward you are.
Right?
Hmm.
Little pussy.
You know,
Just
and
a smidge.
I'm one of those
Just like,
fortunate people that have never been abused like that, but that doesn't matter. I stand for you. I stand for
right.
everybody. I will be your voice. I will be there to support you and be as loud and proud about it because you don't deserve that. You didn't deserve that. It's not your fault. Let's put a
Right.
stop to these systems of abuse once and for all.
Right. And we were all harmed in high control religion. It's just in different ways, right? Some is just purely with the indoctrination, and then some it goes deeper. But we were all harmed. I just want to correct you, not correct you, but I just want to add to what you
Right.
said. And by you doing the right thing is a shining example of it doesn't matter if you were how bad your story was. This isn't the emotional Olympics and who
We're
was
not
hurt
doing
worse here.
trauma measuring. It's
No,
not
I don't.
about that.
Right. I don't need to pull out my trauma and measure it and see how big it gets. Like, I don't need to do that. Doesn't matter. I don't care. What matters is that the kids need us to be loud. We need to look back at ourselves, at that 7-year-old kid, and say, I'm going to protect you. That's what I'm doing. I'm protecting my inner child and anybody else who needs it. That's hopefully what we're all here to do.
Ryan, your gestures crack me
Furthermore,
up.
furthermore,
I'm like so handsy.
abuse.
Yeah, but when you started talking about measuring trauma, you're like,
I mean, I'm just
because
saying, like, no, we're not going to do that. There's no.
We're not going to do
can't-
that.
No, I hear this so often, and I'm glad you brought that up. I hear this so often. Well, I experienced abuse too, but it wasn't as bad as yours. Y'all stop comparing your trauma to mine.
no,
Trauma is trauma is trauma.
Mhm.
exactly.
Yeah.
Please, please don't say that to me.
It's diminishing, and we don't have to
It's
diminish.
you don't have to diminish your trauma, but it
Right.
also makes me feel like
I'm
when
sorry.
people say that to me, it makes me feel more alone. And I know that's not how they intended,
Yeah.
but it does.
I can understand that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and so like one of the beautiful things about John Zook, for example, is like even though he's actively Amish, he knows. And when I'm around him, I feel less alone because I know he knows and I don't have to tell him. And he doesn't measure his trauma and my trauma. And I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
And we
but
don't. Sorry.
the effects of trauma are going to affect everybody differently. And when you understand how child sexual abuse, which is done when you're a child, you're mid development, it can arrest your development. And by that, I mean it can change the way that you develop as a person.
Whew, yeah.
Furthermore, when that happens, it can change the neurobiology of your brain, which results in how you're transmitting and receiving information being altered. And I'm not saying that some of that can't be changed back, which it can. Some of that can. However, when you have persistent, pervasive trauma for over a decade during development, that just, there's a lot. There are
Yes.
some things you get through and you learn tools to accept that. There are other things that you can change how you perceive that. It is what it is. And I'm in a place where radical acceptance is a good thing. And furthermore, the fact that I can still feel anything after everything that I've dealt with in my life and have any kind of emotion, I think that speaks volumes to about 20 years of therapy.
Absolutely. It really does. It does. And I was just going to say, we don't have to have trauma, like physical trauma, to be able to do the right thing. You can
Yeah.
just do the right thing, speak up for kids because you care about children. And again, you can just care about yourself and your inner child and want to protect, who you were as a
Right.
child, whatever it is. But it doesn't have to be about trauma, comparing, abuse, we're just standing together for kids. Literally.
Exactly.
You don't even have to be a survivor of child abuse to stand up for
No.
kids.
Nope.
You don't have to know
You
what
have to
it
be a
feels like.
mom or dad.
You don't have to be that. You just have to be a human being who has decided that you actually have the internal fortitude to do what is right, morally and ethically.
Yep.
And on that note, I'm going to go ahead and close the show out for the day. Any final thoughts, anybody?
I don't think so. No, nope.
I know we had a lot more news to get to,
Nope.
but we'll use that for next week's show. So
Yeah, we'll use it for next week's show. This was an epic show. I'm so thankful that you
Yes.
came on, and thank you for the footage, because I don't have any. And I will get you the video that I took of the display. I have that.
Okay.
So y'all make sure you pay attention to Fee's channel. I'm not sure about James, probably, but my channel, I'm going to be posting some more information, like stuff on the rally and about June 15th, etc. So make sure you pay attention for that. And of course, make sure you like, subscribe, share it with your friends, because you love us and we love you. Thank you for showing up, everybody. We appreciate you.
yes,
If you think Ryan really is amazing and that James has brought like some wonderful things to this channel, you should probably just like give it a heart, and then you should go tell all your friends that you really got to watch this show. You really got to learn what's happening in the JW world. Because sometimes I
Yeah.
watch it just to be like nosy, like what are the JWs doing now? Yeah, you can take me out of the Amish, but you can't take the Amish out of me. We know how to
Oh,
go
yeah,
out
I'm
and
nosy.
share information. So
I like
thank
to
you
be
all.
nosy.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you, Ryan.
Thank you.
I can't believe I met you. I can't.
I'm like, again, I'm
I
so
can't-
sorry I didn't stay and hug. I was literally
Oh, you
falling
don't have to
asleep.
apologize. It's okay.
I really wish I could have been there. It really drives me nuts
James,
that I
And
couldn't
I'm
have
sorry
come.
for your loss, James.
I'm so
I was
sorry
not doing
too.
so well mentally myself, but I apologize for the loss of your dog.
Yeah.
Sucks.
Yeah. Well, thank you. And
Yeah.
thank you guys for going to the protest though in support, because it even though I couldn't come, it's still nice to know that I have friends that went there and I support you. And thank you all for doing that, because it's so important to get these bills passed. So please be sure to call the senators on June 15th in Pennsylvania, no matter where you're from, and tell them that you want the H1 and H2, right?
Yep, HB1 and 2.
HB1 and 2.
HB1 and HB2. Call them. I will make that call myself as well to try to get this passed. Let's help these
Thanks,
victims.
James.
Let's do what we can. And again, everybody, thank you for joining us this week. Please catch us again next week at the same time. And we love you all, and take care.
Love you. Bye.
Ah.